Hello everyone, welcome back to my Informatica Training channel. This is the continuation class on Informatica Power Center Architecture. Today I am going to talk about core services, Service Manager and its functionality, different types of nodes, and service-oriented architecture. Before getting into the core services, I would like to quickly recap whatever we learned so far. Power Center maintains its server-side component inside a domain. Domain contains nodes and services. Services are running under those nodes. Services are of two types: core service and application services. Integration and repository services are most important application services. Let me talk about core services now. Service Manager is the one of the core services. It's very critical core service. Service Manager runs on every node. Service Manager starts and stops application services in different nodes. Service Manager performs two types of operation. One is application side support activity and another is domain side support activity. Service Manager has much bigger role in domain side support activity. Service Manager manages notification and alert. Let's say you have a situation to shut down repository service for maintenance. As an administrator, you want to send communication to all the user prior to shutdown of repository service so that they can save their unsaved work. In this situation, you can send the notification like repository will be shut down after 20 minutes, so please save your work. This type of notification helps developer not to lose their unsaved work. Apart from this, if a new folder is created or existing folder is deleted, then also Service Manager sends notification to all logged in user. Service Manager verifies authentication and authorization. Authentication means verification of user login credential. If user supplies valid credential, that means valid user ID and password, then only Service Manager allows user to log into the repository. Authorization means once you logged into the system, then it checks whether you have access right to particular folder, service or client-side tools. In simple word, it checks whether you have right to use any object or not. I can give you a realistic example. If you have valid credential, then you can log into your office network. This is same as authentication. Now, if you have authorization, then only you can access a particular project. So, in nutshell, login validation is the authentication and access right validation is authorization. Apart from this, Service Manager performs activities related to domain and node configuration. It also logs different events. It also manages user and their group. Service Manager is a core service which plays a very crucial role in Power Center architecture. Let's now discuss on nodes. As you already know that node means physical machine. There are three types of nodes available in a domain. First node is gateway node. Second one is master gateway node. And third one is worker node. What is gateway node? By the name you can already guess it is a gate. Basically, it is an entry point to a domain or services. That means it's entry point for a client request. There could be multiple gateway node in a domain. If there is multiple gateway node in a domain, then one gateway node is active at a time. That active gateway node is called master gateway node. When client tool requests Informatica server to do particular service, then client request first comes to or landed in the master gateway node. Apart from gateway node, all other nodes are worker node. Worker nodes runs only application services like integration service and repository service. Service Manager runs in every node. Service Manager running in a worker node performs very little domain related activity. Now we will explore how Informatica server-side components behaves in single node as well as multi-node machine. In a single node setup, that means Informatica server is installed in a single node machine. In this setup, the single node behaves as master gateway node. So this node performs domain related activity as well as it runs different application services. If node is down, then Informatica services will not be available. In two nodes machine, that means Informatica server-side component is installed in two nodes. In this case, you can configure one machine as master gateway node and other node as worker node. In master gateway node, Service Manager runs and it performs all domain related activity. In this master gateway node, you can optionally run application services also. In this node, if you run application service, then Service Manager performs application service related support activity also. Worker node runs Service Manager as well as application services like integration and repository service. Service Manager in this worker node performs very less domain related activity. Mostly Service Manager performs support related activity for application services. In this two node setup, if worker node is down, then also Informatica services will be available for the user or client tools. But if master gateway node is down, then whole Informatica domain will be down since there is no backup node for master gateway node. As a result, no service will be available. In three node setup, that means Informatica server component is installed in three nodes. First node is master gateway node. Service Manager runs in this node, performs domain related activity. As usual, you can optionally run different application services in master gateway node. Second node is gateway node. It can optionally run application services. This gateway node is backup for master gateway node. If master gateway node is down, then gateway node will become new master gateway node. So service or domain will still be available. Third node is worker node. It works same way as we discussed earlier. It is time to discuss about service-oriented architecture. It is an architectural style where all business functionalities are grouped into different services. Each service can interact with each other by different types of requests. SOA is neither a product nor a technology. It's a architectural concept. Informatica architecture is designed using SOA architecture. In service-oriented architecture, you have to send a request to a service and service will do the needful activity on behalf of you. You don't need to know the internal complexity of a service like how service process your request, what are the internal logic a service performs to resolve your request, etc. If tomorrow a service changes its internal logic, then also you don't need to bother. For certain input or request, service gives you certain response. This is the main advantage of service-oriented architecture. Now, I will show you how SOA is applicable to Informatica architecture. You want to run a workflow. So, you send a request to integration service. You don't need to know how integration service will run the workflow. Simply you send the request to integration service and integration service will run the workflow on behalf of you. Now upon receiving your request to run the workflow, integration service sends the request to repository service to get the detail of workflow like source and target location and mapping logic. Integration service does not know how repository service will get the detail from repository database. Simply, integration service sends the request to repository service and wait for its response. So, basic idea behind the SOA is one service should not know the internal details like design, logic and architecture of other service. One service simply sends the request to other service and wait for the response. So, that's all for this session. Please don't hesitate to drop me a mail if you need any clarification on this demo class. Please stay tuned with this channel to learn about Informatica Power Center. You can drop me mail to informatica.training 007@gmail.com if you want to take training on Informatica. Thanks for watching this demo session.